Have you ever felt that something was off with a friend, a colleague, or even someone you once trusted, when their smile seems too fake, and their compliments come with a sting? Today, we're revealing the 7 unmistakable signs that someone dislikes you but is hiding it behind forced politeness and hollow compliments. This isn't about being negative, it's about recognizing when people aren't genuine, so you can protect your time, energy, and self-worth. Imagine this: you're sharing a laugh, and someone cracks a joke about your quirks. At first, it feels playful. But if you notice that the jokes always target your perceived weaknesses rather than celebrating your strengths, it might be more than just friendly banter. When someone repeatedly picks at your flaws, even under the guise of humor, it's a subtle dig aimed at chipping away at your self-esteem. It's as if they're testing how much disrespect you can tolerate, all while pretending it's just a joke. And deep down, these calculated digs aren't harmless. They're a power play, a way to assert dominance and remind you that, in their eyes, you're beneath them. Next, consider those compliments that leave a bitter aftertaste. You know the ones, compliments that sound more like insults, where a backhanded remark makes you pause and wonder, was that really meant to uplift me, or was it a sneaky way to put me down? For example, being told, "Wow, this is actually pretty good for someone like you," isn't a genuine celebration of your efforts. Instead, it's a disguised way of saying you're expected to be inferior. These backhanded compliments are toxic. They reflect more on the giver's insecurities than on your abilities, and if you keep letting them slide, you're giving them permission to keep undermining you. Then there's the subtle art of exclusion. Perhaps you've noticed that you're never invited to group outings or special events. The excuses might be, "Oh, we thought you were busy," or "It was a last-minute plan," but if you consistently find yourself on the outside looking in, it's not a coincidence. When people deliberately leave you out, it's their silent way of saying you're not as valued as you thought. It's passive-aggressive and cowardly. They hide behind excuses rather than having the courage to be honest with you. And if you let those little exclusions go unchecked, over time, you'll begin to question your worth and wonder why you're not a priority in their lives. Another red flag is when someone is busy only when it comes to you. You've all heard it before, "I'm so busy these days." But if you notice that they're always available for everyone else, posting pictures of their outings, laughing with mutual friends, but suddenly too swamped to spend time with you, then here's the cold hard truth: they're not really that busy. Their busy schedule is just a convenient excuse for choosing not to invest time in you. This isn't about being flattered by a busy lifestyle, it's about realizing that if they're constantly too busy for you, you're not a priority in their world. Physical contact is another silent indicator. Touch is a basic human connection. A handshake, a friendly hug, or even a pat on the back should come naturally among friends. But if you find that someone avoids any form of physical contact with you, while being warm and affectionate with everyone else, take notice. This avoidance isn't just a personality quirk, it's a deliberate effort to keep you at arm's length. When they recoil from even casual touch, they're signaling discomfort, disconnection, or even dislike. Support during tough times is a true measure of any relationship. Think back to those moments when you needed a friend the most. If the people you considered close suddenly vanish, offer excuses, or seem disinterested when you're hurting, it's a major red flag. Real support is shown through consistent presence, not just when everything is going well. If someone disappears when you need them most, they're sending a message that your problems aren't worth their time. And that, ultimately, is a betrayal of trust and friendship. One of the most painful signs is gossip, when people talk behind your back. Gossip spreads like wildfire, and it's rarely innocent. When someone you thought was a friend begins to gossip about you, they're not just sharing a harmless story, they're actively undermining your reputation and sabotaging your trust. Their whispers reveal that, despite the smiles they flash in your face, they're more interested in diminishing your value than in celebrating your presence. And once you catch on to that pattern, you realize that these words say far more about them than they ever will about you. Finally, let's talk about the simplest, yet often overlooked, sign: inconsistency. When someone's behavior toward you, all over the place, sometimes overly friendly, other times cold and distant, it creates a confusing push-pull dynamic that leaves you questioning everything. Their mixed signals can make you doubt yourself, wondering if you've done something wrong. In reality, this inconsistency is a tactic. It's their way of keeping you guessing, ensuring that you remain emotionally invested while they avoid having to confront their true feelings. They don't want to say, "I don't like you," so instead, they oscillate between warmth and indifference, keeping you on edge. Now, if you're nodding along thinking, "Yes, I've experienced these things," it's important to remember, acknowledging these signs is not about becoming cynical, it's about protecting your energy. You deserve to be surrounded by people who genuinely care about you, those who lift you up, celebrate your strengths and support you through your weaknesses, without making you the punchline of their jokes. It takes a lot of courage to stand up for yourself, but don't let anyone reduce you to a source of cheap laughter or a backup option. Your self-worth isn't up for debate, and you should never allow someone else's misguided sense of humor or subtle exclusion to make you question your value. If you notice these behaviors, it might be time to reassess the relationships in your life. True friends and genuine connections don't need to hide their dislike behind fake smiles or hollow compliments. They make you feel respected, valued, and included, even in the smallest gestures, like a sincere invitation or a warm handshake. So, the next time you catch someone joking at your expense, giving you compliments that leave you with a bitter aftertaste, or consistently excluding you from plans, take a moment to evaluate the relationship. Ask yourself if these are the people who celebrate your strengths and lift you higher, or if they're simply trying to keep you in a place where you never quite reach your full potential. Remember, you have the power to call out behavior that diminishes you. Whether it means having a tough conversation, setting boundaries, or choosing to walk away, know that your time and energy are too precious to waste on those who can't see your true value. If you've ever been on the receiving end of such subtle hostility, share your story in the comments. And if this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights on human behavior and relationship tips. Let's build a community that values genuine connection and mutual respect, because you deserve to be surrounded by people who truly appreciate you.